My name is Thabani Zulu. I represent Stella Lumen, Pty Ltd, and I'm a CEO for the company. Stella Lumen is an IT company. We develop products in risk management, in finance, in accounting, and in auditing. Well, the purpose is to give strategic direction for the guys that work for me, is to understand the client needs, to develop products or to strategize around the development of products that are going to fulfill and meet those needs and expectations of our various clients. It's been a long road. I matriculated at a school called Vukuzake High School in Umlazi, middle of the township. I went to University of Natal, it's now KZN. I did my BCom in accounting, majored in accounting, tax, auditing, and management finance. I then did my CTA, it's a postgraduate diploma in accounting, still with the University of KwaZulu-Natal. Then wrote a qualifying examination and qualified as a chartered accountant. I've worked for quite a number of companies. I've worked for Daimler Chrysler South Africa, then it was called Mercedes-Benz of South Africa, as a financial accountant. I worked for Unilever as a category accountant. I worked for Ngubane and Company. It's a firm of chartered accountants in KZN in Johannesburg. I did provincial treasury for 4 years as a head of internal auditing, risk management, and forensic investigations. Then I started my own companies. I've been in a number of boards in South Africa and in KZN. I've been a board member for Umdeni Water Board. I've been a board member for SAFCOL, board member for the University of KwaZulu-Natal, and chaired the audit committee for the university. I've been a board member for 2 municipalities in KZN. And I've been in the board and in the audit committee for the Council for Medical Schemes up in Pretoria. So that's just my board experience in my lifetime.
Okay. Now tell me, what was your very first job?
My first job was articles at KPMG. I did articles there. That's the route to qualifying as a chartered accountant. 3 years of articles, and they moved me to the training division for KPMG. So I was in charge of training in the firm in South Africa. Well, a lot of it was, I would say, strategic. I've always known that I wanted to run my own show, and I've known that I needed to gain some experience in order to have the skill and to be able to respond to what the market requires. So my move from KPMG to Unilever to Daimler Chrysler to government was actually a roadmap that I'd mapped for myself in order to acquire that level of knowledge and expertise. My board memberships was also for me to be able to operate at that level, so that when I start conversing as I start my own entity, I can converse at various levels in the organization. So it was a strategic direction that I mapped for myself. When I felt I was ready, I then said, look, you are now going to be very effective if you start your own entity. Go for it. One is, you know, I've been working with schools since 1991 for a voluntary organization called the South African Black Social Workers Association, teaching accounting. I then decided, look, there's a funner way that you can equip the learners to understand accounting. I then developed a business game, an accounting game that has now been bought by SAICA for their entire, boot camps, educational things for universities. So I feel very proud when I see young ones playing that game and interacting with the game. And I always go around the country with SAICA to support the game so that they can see the face behind that invention. I think it's my proudest invention that I think I've done. Strangely, it's not in IT. It's a physical game, but I feel extremely proud of it as I see it getting played. The game is called risk and reward. Start and run your own business. It works pretty much in the principles of a monopoly, but it's got real life transactions that businesses would encounter, and it challenges accounting learners and business people to make particular financial and accounting business decisions, and it also then equips the learners to use the transactions as they play around the game to enter them, so that they can then produce sets of financial statements that are now going to be interacted with for the business. It was from my father, and I was going through, I would say, a tough time in business. And my father said to me, they can liquidate your business, they will never liquidate your mind unless you let them do so. And he said, retain your intellectual capacity, retain your sanity, you'll survive through any storm. Overcome, I'm not too sure. But challenge was, I started a business in 2009. I started it's called Safe File. It's a filing business. Set up huge infrastructure. I spent millions of loan finance to set up that business. Unfortunately, it didn't survive. I think I was way too aggressive. I think I could have started it a lot easier, and I think I could have made it on my own without necessarily leveraging on loan finance. So it went under, and it was a huge learning curve for me, because it then said, try to be as self-reliant as you possibly can, work at your own pace, develop the instruments as you go along, and make sure that you stabilize as you move along in business, instead of just being aggressive and go right at the top of the business and crashes at the end of the day. I think it's helped me with the entities that I now run, including this one, because I'm literally just taking my own time. You know, I'm moving at my own pace. I'm financing all my activities myself. I'm raising revenue because I don't want to be reliant on any loan finance, just in case, you know, and I'm moving in my own pace, as I've indicated. If I were to start that business from scratch, one, I would definitely self-fund. You know, I would use my skills and my other entities to raise finance for that business. And I would start small, you know, and grow the business as I grow the market, you know, because at that time there was just huge infrastructure and no real uptake. So I had to finance that infrastructure without the clientele to actually finance my business. So if I were to do it now, I would literally just start a little garage, kit it up, and keep growing from it until you have an established entity. And a number of instruments. You know, we've got a company van, a little combi that we have, and every once in a quarter or once in a while, person's birthday, we go out with the team. We try to celebrate successes and milestones outside of the office environment. You know, go to a restaurant somewhere, go to the Drakensberg somewhere, and just enjoy. Work-life balance. I try to understand my team intimately so that I can know what they go through in life, and then structure the work environment so that they can be able to buzz off and fulfill their personal requirements. I don't even have leave days for my staff. You know, they go as and when their personal circumstances determine they need to do that. And I think it's more to try and make them fall in love with the company and not really be focused on their jobs as such, that you structure that work-life balance. I'm quite hard, I must be honest. I demand results and I demand output, but I try to balance that out with celebrate the small little victories, understand the personal circumstances of people, and just make sure that you allow the company to fill that space in their environments. If you know him, Mr. Sizwe Masane, he was CEO for Rand Merchant Bank. He came to our school when I was doing grade 5, it's standard 7, I think it's grade 5. He came to our school, addressed us on the route to becoming a chartered accountant. At that time, I mean, being a township boy, I had no clue what chartered accountants was all about. So in comes this gentleman and addressing us in a grey suit and talking to us about chartered account. I just took a liking on him, and I went to my dad and I said, I think I want to be a chartered accountant. And that really started that journey, standard 7. My father was very involved in our education, and he called Sizwe and he says, I think we have a new friend. So Sizwe and myself literally became buddies. You know, when I passed matric, Sizwe was there. When I passed my PCOM, Sizwe was there. So he just constantly became that guiding angel in my life and that inspiration. And I tried to emulate who he was as I journeyed through becoming a chartered accountant. So that was my inspiration. Well, for my business, really it's to be a critical sounding board. I would like people to think of an advisor in business and think of Stella Lumen. I would like people to think of a developer of a solution in whatever space, particularly where I play. I would like them to think of, I would like somebody to develop a solution for me to do 1, 2, 3, and immediately think of Stella Lumen. We spend time understanding what businesses require and seeing if we can tailor solutions so that they can fulfill those requirements of business. Because we really want to be the first in mind when you think about tax, when you think about accounting, when you think about management, finance, when you think about risk, when you think about auditing. We'd like people to just think Stella Lumen is where we need to go. Both from an IT development point of view and from a technical advisory point of view, because just as much as we develop solutions in IT, we also go out and we say this is how things need to be done from an advisory point of view, and that's where we'd like the market to start visualizing and seeing us in the next 5 years. The motto for myself, for my business rather, is meet the need. That's just my motto. Understand the needs of people in business and see if you cannot meet that need. See where people are challenged and then come back to the office and see if you can structure something to meet those challenges. So I operate the business on a motto that says meet the need. For myself personally, it's family first. I love my children. I spend Saturdays and Sundays with my kids. They've become my best friends. I hardly have personal friends because really my children are my friends. I think I've deprived them a lot in my work environment, and I try to make up on Saturdays, public holidays, and school holidays, and that's what I live by.